In this video, I will learn how to work with the classification balance sheet in SBL Core. It contains detailed information about the result of the automatic classification of a mixture. For manual classification, the software does not perform the balance sheet. I already learned how to classify in the video called Classification Calculation, where I also got the resulting classification of my product. I click on the Classification Balance Sheet button. A new document opens. In the Classification Balance Sheet, I can find all the input data that the software took into account when calculating the classification. Right at the beginning of the document, I can check the composition of my mixture. For each substance, I can find all the necessary information. For example, for the second substance, I have filled in the multiplication factors that affects the calculation of the environmental classification. Isopropanol contains a specific concentration limit which takes precedence over the general concentration limit for classification. In the input data used to calculate the classification, I see the physical properties of my mixture. Below them, I see the values of the converted point estimate of acute toxicity. If a substance has ATE values filled in that are relevant for the calculation of acute toxicity, it will display a toxicity label. A substance that does not have an ATA value shall be assigned a tabulated value according to the regulation. I can tell by the fact that it says table next to the value. On the next page, I see the acute and chronic aquatic toxicity values that I filled in for the substances. The program also takes into an account whether the substance is easily or not easily degradable. For substances that are not fully classified with an environmental hazard but have listed ecotoxicological values, the software performs a partial conversion of the environmental hazard. If the software has evaluated that some of these substances should be used to classify a mixture for the environment, an asterisk will alert me. For this product, the software evaluated 65% of the mixture as H411. This result will then be used in the calculation of the environmental hazard of the mixture. I move on in the document to calculate the classification based on the individual components of the mixture. I will look at these now. First, the software evaluated the hazardness of each substance. For these, it is checked whether they already exceed the general or specific concentration limits for classification. For example, for isopropanol, I see that the software also evaluates the specific concentration limit. The green symbol indicates the sentences that are subsequently included in the final classification. If the hazard does not work out on a substance-by-substance basis, the software continues with the calculation based on the additive properties of the ingredients. It performs the calculation using summary formulas that include all ingredients with a given hazard. In the Selection of Safety Use Instructions section, I see the selected P phrases for each H phrase. The software selected the P sentences according to their importance according to ECA guidelines. An example is the phrase highly recommended. The green symbol indicates the instructions used in the safety data sheet. On the other hand, the red cross indicates instructions that the software has taken into an account within the given hazard, but has not applied to the result. The program can reduce the number of instructions to the recommended minimum of 6 P phrases. If my product is intended for consumers and professionals at the same time, the software will assign 8 instructions. In the next section, called Classification, I can already see the resulting classification of the mixture. Underneath, I can see indications according to the result of the classifications, such as symbols, signal words, or substances for inclusion on the label and in the safety data sheet. Then, at the very end, there is a clear list of H phrases and P phrases with their full wording. I can save the classification balance sheet on my computer and use it as one of the documents for inspection by the inspection body.